Hey friends, it's Nargis from Mom's the Word PK. Welcome back, or welcome if you're new here. I am a mom of three based in Karachi, Pakistan, and I create content on a couple of different platforms, including my Instagram blog, my website, and over here on YouTube. I am essentially a mom lifestyle blogger with a focus on productivity, fitness, and food. Here on YouTube, I create content about my passion for bullet journaling, and productivity. Okay, so let's talk about today's video. I am sharing with you the journal I am using for 2023. It's the end of the year, guys. That time has arrived and we need to get ready for the new year. So I am using the Yop and Tom bullet journals. I got two of them because I go through a couple journals a year. I got this one in a teal green sort of shade with a golden hummingbird on the front, and the other one is a charcoal gray with a hot air balloon. So a little bit about Yop and Tom real quick. It's a company based in London, invented by two friends, and their mission is to create beautiful journals, and that aligns with my thoughts entirely. So I'm really excited to use these journals, and we're going to flip through the charcoal gray, do a pen test, and a full review. You know, the usual drill. So let's get started. Okay, so let's have a quick read through of the basic information in the front. Extra thick 160 GSM paper, key indexed and pen test pages, back cover envelope, lay flat binding, and a vegan leather cover. So if you've used notebook therapy journals before, then this basically echoes that sentiment, and I have in the past. Last year, my first notebook of the year was a notebook therapy one, so I'm really excited to use this now. I ordered these guys from Amazon Middle East, by the way, while I was in Dubai over the summer. Okay, so the elastic band is great, very durable, not too stretchy, which I find really annoying. And as soon as you open up, you get a little thank you card, and you get what looks like a geek grid spacing cheat sheet, which I'm very, very excited about. So thank you cards are always great because they make the customer feel a little extra special. And in the back, they have all their social media information, so you can go ahead and check that out. So now let's get into one of my most favorite features about this journal. It's the grid spacing cheat sheet, essentially. So if you're in the bullet journal community on YouTube, or you've seen videos, then you've probably seen a concept similar to this created by other creators. And this basically shows you, rather than having to count the dots every time you want to create columns, tables, rows, etc., it has on both sides your rows and columns with spacing, without spacing, how many sections you need, and then you can just fold it and pop it into the back pocket. And this is super convenient and handy. I'm constantly trying to count dots, and it's mentally exhausting. So the front page has your basic information this journal belongs to, and then your start date and your end date, which I find really great. I love that because it's a great way to keep track of how many journals you're using, and just sort of memory keep, right? How long you use the journal for and all that good stuff. So the paper is definitely thick. This first page is like a cardstock style paper, and there's no annoying first page, the one that sort of sticks and it's useless. So I don't have anything to glue down, which is fantastic. So we're looking at our key here. You have the basic Rider Carroll style key with signifiers, and then you have a section for colors as well, which is really great because I'm thinking this year of incorporating a little bit of color, even though I'm going minimalistic for my journal, but just sort of to differentiate between my three children, home tasks, work tasks, etc. And then you move into the index. So if you, again, are part of the Bujo community, you know how vital an index is in an analog planner, because this is where you essentially log all your collections, what's on each page of the journal, so on and so forth. And that way you can just sort of look through your index and find what you're looking for. So you have a solid 3 pages for this, and that's absolutely fantastic. And then you get into the first page of the journal. It is stark white, as you can see. And I'm not sure how clearly you can see this on camera, but there are little darkened dots in the center of the page and on the sides and tops to indicate the middle placement and the halfway points. And so that makes it easier for you to create, again, your spreads. So you have the grid spacing cheat sheet, and then you have these sort of significant dots that, from further away, you can't really see it at all, but it's there to help you create your spreads. Again, super well thought out. And on the side, you have your page numbers, which again are vital if you are a part of the Bujo community. You know how Ryder encourages you to number your pages when you're using even a regular notebook. And so it's great that they've sort of built that in. I really like that they have paid attention to honoring the bullet journal method, especially for someone who's currently reading the bullet journal method and revisiting my why for bullet journaling. It's great. Okay, so we have one ribbon in here, which is fine. I use generally tabs to bookmark things anyway, so I don't really mind not having more ribbon space. That's not an issue for me. And over here in the back, we have our pen test page. So this is great that they have already incorporated this in. Just because for someone like me who likes to have labels and, everything has to be titled and everything has a designated space, it just makes my OCD feel good. So we're going to speed through this pen test part. I use a bunch of my regular use pens, so like Crayola Supertips, Faber Castell PITT pens, Sakura Micron fine liners, Muji gel pens, all the usual things that I tend to use. Now this is 160 GSM, so the chances of ghosting are minimal to none. I've used 160 GSM in the past, and it's really durable, and it's designed for arts and crafts. So there won't be much ghosting, but of course the pen test is necessary. And considering that we have a pen test page, a designated pen test page, to not do the pen test would actually be kind of wasteful. Okay, so in the end there, I went ahead and I used a pen that I don't usually use, and it was one of those thicker sort of permanent markers, and that's the one you can see sort of ghosting over there. I am in natural light, so it's way more prominent here, but yeah, that's where you can see the ghosting happening, and that's happened with me in my notebook therapy journal as well. I don't tend to use that marker at all, so that's just literally me, for the sake of the video, trying out this marker. Ultimately, at the end of the day, ghosting is something that I've become way more comfortable with over time. But if it's something that's really important to you, then I guess you could see. But 160 GSM is pretty thick. So we're also trying a stamp here that I ordered from the Raz, and I do like to stamp in my journal, and I do plan on stamping this year, so I think this is a fair test to have. But again, I'm not suspecting any ghosting. Tissue, because I don't want anything to sort of stick down. But yeah, no ghosting there with the stamp, so that's great. Again, it's just that one marker that's sort of seeping through a little bit, and I'm not going to be using that marker anyway, so it's all good. Okay, so here we head into the back pocket, and it's empty right now, obviously, but it's great for goodies and conveniences. And the grid spacing cheat sheet, which you can just conveniently fold in half and pop in there, and then you're pretty much good to go. So that brings us to the end of this bullet journal flip through and review. I cannot tell you guys how excited I am to get started with the year with this new bullet journal. I have been hunting down this brand for the last year and a half, and I'm so glad I got my hands on them. And I've been looking at reviews on and off for ages now. So it's going to be a good year. So please go ahead and give me that thumbs up if you enjoyed this video, and hit that subscribe button, because next week I will be setting up for 2023, and the following week I will be setting up for January 2023. If you guys have used the Yop and Tom brand before, then let me know in the comments. I'd love to know. Also, check out all my social information in the description box, and follow me on Instagram for more content. Okay guys, I will see you next week, and I hope you have a good one. Bye.